Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
So the word is that there is a Lovelock bridge somewhere here in Texas that is going to be shut down. They're going to stop allowing people to install locks because it's over a highway, which sounds like a terrible idea for a Lovelock bridge. So they're going to be shutting it down, and they're going to be disallowing access to the bridge, and they're going to be removing all the locks soon. So I thought it would be best to perform my civic duty and to go out there and to help out with a cleanup of the bridge, aka a bridge raid. It is currently 45 degrees out and it is pouring down rain. It sucks, but I want to get out to this bridge before they shut it down. So I will wish me luck. It's gonna be a really unusual experience. So all right, we'll give it a try. I am here to chew bubble gum and break hearts, and I am all out of bubble gum. Oh no, I can feel the hearts breaking. Just feel them breaking.
Way too easy.
Good job.
It's a master lock for you. And it's new. The other thing is, when I'm up here, any of the ones that look recent, I'll go for first. The longer they're up here, the harder they are, obviously, with the shackles and all. And if I can't get that sucker open in like 15 seconds, I just give up and move on to another, because there were so many before the city decided to.
That's awesome.
Now I can't get the bridge out.
So just a quick recap. I was hanging out with David, the host and showrunner of East End Locksport, based out of Houston, Texas. And David is an amazing lockpicker and lockpick maker. He's a super intelligent dude. I had the opportunity to meet up with them 2 months ago with him and his group in Houston. They meet at a specific dive bar in Houston like every single month. And it was a really great experience. I don't personally drink, but I went into this, being like, hey, I'm here to pick locks. And like half the group didn't even drink either. They just use that as a meeting place, and they'd meet on like a Monday night. So there's really nobody else in the bar. It's really like our bar. It was amazing. It's like a cool pirate themed bar and everything. And I don't know what it is, but stylistically, David has it figured out with that group and the setting and everything that happens. It's a really neat experiential, event when you go to his Locksport meetups. And so I had contacted him and said, hey, I'm going to be in town for a couple days during Halloween would you be willing to show me this Lovelock bridge that's about to shut down? He's like, yeah, sure. He's like, I'll take you. So I met up with him at the Lovelock Bridge in Houston, and we started salvaging some locks. So the deal is, the Lovelock Bridge in Houston is being shut down. They're going to stop putting access for people. What they're doing is they're sending out employees, they're cutting the locks off, they're either throwing the locks away or they're salvaging them for the metal, and they're putting up mesh on the inside of the bridge to keep you from being able to put locks on the bridge. And that's just what it is. They're getting rid of the locks and they're trying to make it to where you can't. I understand why, because it is a bridge over a major highway. So it is a huge safety violation and a huge safety threat to the pedestrians or people driving underneath. So we went up there and we salvaged as many locks as we could, and we got a total of 52 or 53 locks between the both of us. And we were able to keep those locks that we are going to be using during Locksport meetups. So when I go to future meetups, I'm going to a Locksport meetup actually tomorrow here in Austin with the Longhorn Lockpickers of Locksport International, say that 5 times. And I'm going to be taking these like 30 locks that I was able to get from this bridge cleanup. I'm going to take them with me. I'm going to use them to be able to teach people how to pick locks. That's what we're doing with these locks. So we're saving the locks, we're breaking hearts, and we're destroying relationships, but we're saving the locks and we're putting them back into the community for all of you to learn how to pick locks with, because locks are expensive. So it's a give, it's a win-win situation for me. There is some give and take here. I do have to get those locks off the bridge that is being condemned so I can put them back in the hands of lock pickers like all of you. So that's what's happening with that bridge. And I'm super appreciative. It was super cold. It was 45 degrees out. It was raining, but we still had fun. We were out there for about an hour and a half. A lot of the locks out there, because it is on a bridge, and bridge has convection, so has cold moving air underneath, and it's exposed to the elements in the rain. I would say 90% of the locks on that bridge were completely seized up, just completely corroded and seized. I brought a leashy pick just for master locks, just to play around with, and I couldn't get the leashy pick into any of the locks. That's how corroded the keyways were. I did a lot of raking, not a whole lot of single pin picking because it was 45 degrees out and my hands were freezing. And because the lock bodies are brass and steel or aluminum, the lock bodies were freezing cold. So trying to have some dexterity here wasn't really going to happen. So I was doing my best to just rake the locks off. But it was a lot of fun. Crazy things were happening while we were on the bridge. People were showing up to put locks on the bridge and looking at us like, what is happening? So people were showing up at 9:30 at night on the day before Halloween and trying to put locks on the bridge. Something even crazier happened. A couple showed up to the bridge to put a lock on it. Before they even put the lock on the fence, they started talking. And I'm not listening to them. I'm minding my own business. I'm just picking a lock. And then they started talking. And then they started talking about how the guy cheated on the girl and how she's like, well, we can't be in a relationship if you're just going to be all willy-nilly and going around town and sleeping with whomever you want. And they literally broke up on the bridge like 5 feet from me and then left. I don't even know what they did with the lock. I should be like, hey, are you going to keep that lock? I don't know if that's because we were there picking locks and just breaking hearts and destroying relationships, or if it's just some people that think that if you take a lock and put your name on it and put it on the bridge that you're going to just be together forever, and I don't know what on earth these people are thinking with this. It's a cute, fun, sentimental thing that puts people's lives in danger that drive underneath the bridge. But I think it's hilarious that this couple straight up broke up on the bridge before even putting the lock on the bridge. That actually happened, ask David. So that was funny. And then there was like these 2 kids, they were like high school kids, showed up and they're like, sir, can we put a lock on the bridge? And I was like, yeah. I was like, but do it over here. They're removing all the locks over here. And within a month, they're all going to be gone. So your best bet is to put it over here and put it up really high where nobody can reach it. And they're like, okay. And then they just left because they were terrified. But they came back like an hour and a half later, just as we were leaving. So I think people I don't know what people thought we were doing. I didn't say anything to anybody outside of the two people that asked me if they could put a lock on a bridge. I was like, yeah, go ahead. I didn't explain myself to anybody. I was just there picking locks. If anybody asked, then I would say, hey, I'm with a volunteer group that is here to salvage these locks and donate them to kids with needs. I don't know. That sounds messed up. No, I'm here to salvage locks, to donate them to locksport groups where we get people involved with physical security, and we teach them about, you know, solving these puzzles that are locks that are in our everyday lives. Sure, that works too. And it's the truth. So that's what the whole deal was about. 2 lessons were learned from this whole experience. I anticipated cold weather. I'm not unusual to cold weather. I'm a former Marine. That's not a big deal for me. That's fine. I can operate and do things in cold, wet environments. It made zero difference to me other than realizing, oh, all these locks are gunked up. It was funny to pick up a lock and it straight up just poured. Like water just poured from the lock. I was like, wow, look at this, David. And then I let go and I was like, well, maybe all the water's out. Maybe I could pick it. I pick it up again. It just poured again. I'm like, where's this water coming from? It's like a never ending stream of water coming from this lock. It was crazy. So that was pretty much that. It didn't bother me. What happened was the whole time I'm like, all right, I got to pick this lock at this awkward angle. Like these locks are upside down. They're at an angle because they're on a chain link fence. So you're picking locks at awkward angles and you're picking them in awkward positions. And the whole time I'm like, please don't lose my tension wrench, you know, because sometimes tension wrenches just go flying out. And I was like, please don't lose my pick and please don't drop this lock through the chain link fence onto a car driving by. That would suck. Which I understand why they are getting rid of the Lovelock Bridge where people drive under at 65 miles an hour in downtown Houston. So, man. Wow. So luckily nothing was dropped and that's great. However, I did lose one of my favorite tension wrenches, a Multipick tension wrench that's made in Germany that was a single piece of a 16-piece set. So outside of knowing the nomenclature of that tool, I'm not able to go on to Multipick and just be like, buy this tool. I had to go into the search function, type in the nomenclature because they don't show it for sale among their other tools. You have to specifically search for it to find it for whatever reason. So that's like a $3 tool. The shipping for Multipick is €20 20 euros DHL. So this is now $23 tool. But I'm going to have to place a $100 order to justify spending $20 in shipping. Okay, so this single tool cost me $100. Now you can say, well, why do you need it? It's a part of a complete set that I want to have that I'm never going to allow leave the house ever again. So that's just, I can't, yeah, that sucks. So because I live in America, it's going to be in my best interest to only purchase tools from American companies. That way, if I lose a tool, I can get it replaced like that. I have to spend $100 from Multipick now to replace that tool. That sucks. It is what it is. I'm going to do it. I'm going to wait for Black Friday. They got some deals coming up. It is what it is. The second thing that I really learned from all of this is I've been using the Peterson pick case, this guy, for like, this isn't the pick set that I took with me, but I've been using this trifold, Masters trifold calf skin pick case for like 15 years. I bought my first one in 2011. Okay, so maybe 13 or 14 years or something like that, math. But anyways, this is my favorite pick case of all my pick cases. The problem is, even though this guy has a little flap right here to cover the picks, it doesn't cover your turning tools. So when this case or similar was closed and I was on the bridge and I'm like, yoki doki silio, I'm an idiot. I did that. Oh, that's what happened. I lost a turning tool. This case is flawed and I'm no longer to be using this lockpick case. Instead, I am transitioning to my new favorite case, which is the Covert Instruments Echelon pick set and this case. The reason why is this sucker has 4 different folds right here. I'm just trying to open it correctly so that way it doesn't actually explode and lose all my tools. But this thing folds super flat, super flat. I don't have the ergo turners in here because I was using them this morning to pick locks. But this thing, I have the Genesis set in here, right here, 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 and here. And I have the Echelon set in here. And I have the Arbiter pick set right here and right here. So I have every tool from Covert Instruments in here that is not offered in the Covert Companion, and I have that as well. And everything in here, like you just fold it, okay? So I'm not gonna lose anything there. fold this, I'm not going to lose anything there. And then yet again, another fold right there. Nothing's going to be lost in this pick set. So I learned a valuable lesson. I haven't been a locksmith since 2009, and that was a short time frame. I worked for Papa Lock in 2015, 2016. So I have used lockpicks in the field on foreign locks and foreign vehicles, whatever. And I don't know. I don't remember losing a tool. I never really thought about a pick case like that. I just used a pick case because I thought it was nice. I thought it was enjoyable. I never considered the functionality of a pick case other than, does it hold my tools? Well, pick cases are going to hold your tools, but are you going to lose your tools with that pick case? So from now on, this is what I'm taking. Also, I don't know if any eagle-eyed viewers see here, I have a plate carrier back here. I have a lot of tactical gear from my contracting and Marine Corps days, and I'm also law enforcement trained and all this other junk. I'm a nobody. I'm really nobody. I'm nothing. But I have a lot of tactical gear. And so a lot of my gear is in Coyote. So this like totally fits me and my personality and my background and my history. So I absolutely love this pick case, regardless of my opinions on any of the picks or anything that's involved with covert instruments. Their pick case is now my #1 go-to pick case. So I'm super excited about that. But anyways, those were 2 hard lessons to learn, because I was in Houston. I don't live in Houston. I live in Austin, Texas. So I was visiting a friend, and I came back to his house, which was like 45 minutes away from the bridge. And I was looking for this stupid turning tool all over the floor of his house, wondering if I left it there. And then it dawned on me. I was like, I lost it on the bridge. It fell out of this damn pick case. And so that's what happened. And he's like, do you want to go back? Do you need to do this? I was like, dude, that pick is not worth the $20 in gas to go to a bridge that's 45 minutes away. So an hour and a half of driving, minimum $30 in gas. And just to find out that it's not there. I don't know where it's at. Who knows? It's lost to the ages. It's a dumb thing to talk for 13 minutes about having lost a turning tool. But when it's a turning tool that's hard to find and it's a part of a complete set, it makes me put into perspective what I'm going to take with me when I go to meetups and on bridge raids. And I need to plan ahead a little bit better. So just having a better pick case and picks that are sold here in my country. Some of my viewers are not from America, but having resources like that is going to be very beneficial. So that's what I'm doing moving forward. Other than that, I was super comfortable. We had a lot of fun. We went out to a restaurant afterwards, and I bought us some burgers, and we just sat around and talked locksport. It was super fun. Don't know what else to say. I'm super excited to meet up with them again in the future. I really enjoy hanging out with East End Locksport. I feel like even though I live here in Austin and I enjoy hanging out with all the Locksport groups in Texas, and I've visited almost all of them at some point over the last 2 years at least, I really feel like East End Locksport is like my home away from home. But I am going to be hanging out with the Longhorn Lockpickers, super nice group of people. It is what it is. Super great group of people. I just don't go out often. I really like to just sit at home in my setup here and pick locks, but I need to get out more. So going to that lockpicking competition last weekend really got me out of my shell, which is what I want and what I needed for myself. And to stop, just sitting at home making video reviews of stuff. I want to get out and do more stuff. So anyways, time will tell. So that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit subscribe. And as always, I don't have a catchphrase yet. I'm working on it. Let me know in your comments down below. Would you come out to do a bridge raid with Sandman? Would you come out to do a bridge raid with me and Easton Locksport or any other group? Would you be so willing to create your own bridge raid and salvage some of those locks before they are cut off by the city? Because here's the deal. All lock bridges are cleaned nearly once a year or on some type of a cycle because bridges get too heavy. So they have to clear them off and then people come back. So trying to find out when they clear them so you can salvage those locks so they can be reused and not just thrown away, I think is a great thing for our hobby. And it's a great thing for the people that invest in the locks. I'd like to think that the people that bought these locks to profess their love to the world know that the locks will continue to profess their love to the world as the relationship is coupled and open and coupled and open and coupled and open again as I teach how to open these locks with people, because that's what's happening. We close it and we open it, we close it and open. That's probably why people get in fights. It's my fault. I am the cause of all the chaos in the world. I am picking and closing and picking and opening locks and had no idea that I was causing all of these fights and everything that's happening. So my bad. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Mr. Sandman, bring us, please, 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 Mr. Sandman, bring us our dreams.